Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I've got a quick video on these two new products from Tom Ford. This, I believe, is just a very teeny tiny Orchid Soleil collection. It includes a highlighter and a lipstick. So I'm going to be talking about these two products today along with comparing them to last year's I can't remember the name of this sort of mini collection that came out. Maybe it was like Orchid Bloom, something like that. Anyway, it came also with a highlighter and a lipstick each as well. So if you're interested in finding out more about these two Orchid Soleil products from Tom Ford, then just keep on watching. So I was completely kind of unaware that these products were coming out. I had seen some teaser photos of this. I think someone on Instagram had posted a picture of this in a magazine. So I was kind of like, somewhere in the back of my mind I knew that something was coming out, but I had no idea. I didn't receive any emailer. I haven't really seen anyone else really talk about these things, but I went onto the Tom Ford site and I saw them there and I was like, oh my god, I have to get them. So this is the Nightbloom powder in Soleil Bloom, and this is the Orchid Soleil lip color. I have the lip color on today and I absolutely love it. It's really gorgeous. I purchased it because pictures of it reminded me of Sweet Mystery, which is one of my favorite Tom Ford lip colors from his regular line, and that is one that's being discontinued. So here is Sweet Mystery. Let me just hold them up side by side here. So here is Sweet Mystery and here is the Orchid Soleil. They're not total dupes. The Sweet Mystery has a little bit more of like a pinky, peachy, just slight pinky peachy undertone to it, where the Orchid Soleil seems just a little bit more nude and beige. So what I didn't realize is once I put it on, it's almost like one of those lip foils that you know I love. And I am loving this lip color. Let me just swatch it on my hand so you have a better sense of it. So here is Orchid Soleil. And let me just swatch Sweet Mystery next to it in case you have this color as well and you're trying to decide whether or not you need both. And here is Sweet Mystery. So here is Orchid Soleil, here's Sweet Mystery. I don't know if it's coming across, but yeah, the Sweet Mystery definitely doesn't have as much of a metallic sheen, and it also, I find it to be a little bit more like pinky, fleshy versus like a beige nude. So a slight difference in tone, but a big difference in finish. So I happen to really like this metallic finish, and if you do too, I think you will really like this lip color. Before we move on to the highlighter, I just wanted to kind of bring out these two special edition Orchid Bloom, I think, Orchid Bloom lipsticks from last year. This is the Velvet Orchid. So this is a very cool rose color, and I'm just gonna swatch that next to Sweet Mystery here. Very different. It's another cool tone, but it's much more mauvey. It has a lot more purple in it. And then here is the Black Orchid lipstick, which I actually have not worn as much as I would like, but this obviously is a much darker purpley toned lipstick. These were limited edition last year. These are not available. I'm sorry I'm even talking about them, but I just wanted to kind of bring these out in case any of you have these two lipsticks out there. You can see that obviously the Black Orchid is not similar to Orchid Soleil at all, but you may be tempted to think that the Velvet Orchid is close to Orchid Soleil, but it's not really. It has much more of a mauvey undertone to it. So here's what the inside of the Soleil Bloom highlighter looks like. And I should mention that these are the boxes that it came in. So it has like a really pretty Orchid Soleil colored box, and it also comes with this faux suede white pouch for the highlighter. So the packaging, of course, is absolutely lovely. The highlighter inside is very nice. So I have it on my cheeks here today. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it for you. It feels very creamy. It feels very buttery. So here's the Soleil Bloom highlighter. It's very beautiful. It has like a really lovely peach undertone. It has that kind of Tom Ford, highly reflective, sort of wet feeling to the highlighter. So I just wanted to compare it to last year's Black Bloom highlighter. Here's what it looks like It's much more of a golden highlight, much more yellow. I know a lot of people hated the formula of this. It definitely was not my favorite. I don't think I hated it quite as much as everyone else, but I just wanted to swatch it next to the new Soleil Bloom so you could see, if you do have this, you can see what the difference is. So here is last year's Black Bloom next to this year's Soleil Bloom. You can see for yourselves, this is much more golden and yellow versus this peach highlight. And then here is last year's Velvet Bloom, which is completely different. It was more like a blush or blush topper, or maybe if you have medium to darker skin tones, you could use this as a highlighter. This particular powder definitely felt the driest, and there was just really no sort of pigmentation here, but I'm going to try and swatch this again next to the Soleil Bloom just to see. It's not even really showing up on my skin. So here is the Velvet Bloom next to the Soleil Bloom, and then here's the Black Bloom. So Black Bloom, Soleil Bloom from this year, and last year's Velvet Bloom. I can say for sure that this year's Soleil Bloom is, I think, even nicer than last year's Black Bloom, which I didn't have too much of a problem with, but I think you'll like this powder definitely much more than the Velvet Bloom. So I also just wanted to give you a close-up of it on my cheek here. So here is the Soleil Bloom. Really nice, bright, wet-looking highlight. I have a little bit down my nose, but mainly on my cheeks here. And while we're swatching and comparing to other Tom Ford highlighters, I wanted to whip out Reflects Gilt and see if any of these two are similar to this Soleil Bloom. So Soleil Bloom I have in the middle here, and then I placed the Reflects Gilt, the two highlighters from there on either side of it. It looks like it falls right in between the two, where the darker one is much richer in color. This one seems a little bit more golden, and the Soleil Bloom falls in between. Now the finish of the Reflects Gilt is definitely more metallic, much wetter looking than the Soleil Bloom. The Soleil Bloom is not quite as reflective as the two highlighters in the Reflects Gilt. So those are the two new products from the Tom Ford Orchid Soleil collection, mini collection. I really like them. I really like the highlighting powder in this compact. I especially love this lip color. If you're into a nude, slightly metallic lip color, this is the one for you. It's so beautiful. As for this Soleil Bloom, it's another highlighter that I really enjoy. I think the slightly kind of peachy, pinky undertone to it looks really pretty if you have my skin tone. I especially love this compact. It's so beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Please comment down below if you have any questions about these two products. I would be happy to answer them, and I will see you in my next video.